Out here just enjoying the morning. I've got my coffee. Really not knowing what to talk about this morning. Here lately, I've just been inside of my own thoughts and observing reality. Trying to distance myself from the news because that's so grotesque. I heard that Ghislaine Maxwell is out on some sort of work release or part time, They moved her from one prison to another. And I guess she brokered some sort of deal with the powers that be, obviously the pedophile in the Oval Office. And people are like, release the Epstein files, damn it. That's not going to happen, obviously. I mean, the guy can sign an executive order for everything under the sun, but he can't sign an executive order to release the damn files. I mean, obviously, huge cover up, but that's how it goes. You're not going to get the release of the Epstein files any more than you're going to get an explanation about the JFK assassination. It's just that simple. So, move on. Focus on something else, I guess. I mean, it's just really pretty pathetic, really. And it's actually just pretty disturbing how absurd it all is, and at the same time just sickening that there's no justice for kids who have been abused and sex trafficked and God knows what else. I mean, let's just face it. There's probably just some horrific things going on out there that would just blow your mind. But like I've said 1,000 times before, this is a trauma-based reality. Therefore, this is what we can expect. It really makes me wonder why anybody gets busy in this system. And I get busy where I have to, not that I like it. I have to pay bills, I have to pay taxes, and so on and so forth, all of the things that you have to do, or what? You're out on the streets, right? So you're forced to participate in a system and play a game that's rigged. Because ultimately you pay your taxes and you pay your bills and everything, and then you die, and the joke's on you. So that is the reality. And everybody is just mainly just concerned with silliness. If I were to post something, let's say, of a serious nature on Facebook or something like that, it won't get many views. People don't care about things that are rooted in deep thinking. It's just silly surface nonsense. Look at me, I'm, taking a dump in my front yard, and, somebody will get 10,000 likes. It's just stupid. I mean, the society, the people are just, they're stupid. They're lobotomized. And who knows what was in that jab back when that went on that made people even more stupid. I'd probably just suck their soul right out of them. And I hate to say that because I have family members who took that, and I don't like to even have to say that, but I wonder what the next shoot a drop's going to be. Who knows? I mean, I'm just kind of floating through right now, to be honest. That's where just kind of where I'm at. I don't take anything seriously. I try to make enough money to pay my bills, take care of what I need to. I rescue horses. I've put money into that. I rescue dogs. I've put money into that. I run a Meals on Wheels route. I mean, I do what I can. But here comes Kitty. Cassie. What are you doing, Cassie? Gonna go hunt something. They're always hunting something. Predators. But, yeah, they're predators, but they're also the prey. I've lost several cats, but that one's pretty smart. She's figured out a way to survive out here. She has good senses, I guess. But they're indoor-outdoor cats. I don't just keep them inside. You know, those cats don't like to be inside all the time. Some cats do, some cats don't. Not those cats. Oh my God. Well, whatever. What else? What else? And I guess you could just turn a blind eye to everything and just focus on making as much money as you can to have as many good times as possible until you croak. I mean, there's that. And maybe that's what it should be, because you can't just focus on all these atrocities in the world and these things going on, and wars and genocide and starvation and sex trafficking and every other evil. I mean, you can't just sit there and dwell on that crap every day, or you won't want to get out of bed. Quite honestly, I mean, it'll just drag you down. And to see that nothing really ever gets done about it, it's just adds injury to insult. But anyway, so well, that's heavens, good God. I mean, is there a benevolent force out there, a Team Light side that's coming in to save the day? It doesn't look like it. Hasn't been a Team Light side in all of history to come save humanity from all of the horrible ass shit that's gone on in history, has there? It's just on and on and on. It's like this messed up thing got injected into our DNA. Maybe that's the Wetico theory. This cannibal demon mind virus that is taking over the consciousness of humanity. Maybe that's what happened in the Garden of Eden. I have no idea. Took a bite out of that apple and opened up a freaking whole Pandora's box of shit. But that's all ancient history, as they would say. So what are you going to do about that? Who's going to correct that problem? Nothing's ever been done to correct that problem. It's if we're going to go with that story of maybe that's how things got fucked up. Well, it never got corrected. And people say, well, Jesus came back to correct it all. Well, no, things are still the same. I think that story's probably been perverted. The original story has probably been scrubbed from history, like the Gnostics would claim that the original mission of Jesus wasn't to be a savior, it was to be a an informant to inform people that, hey, guess what? You live in a fucked up reality. You live in a fallen, fucked up reality. And the only way out is just to A, realize that, and and B, realize that. That's what gnosis is. It's knowledge. So I think that story was probably just perverted, and somebody turned it into a, some sort of soul harvesting type thing, which, the whole story doesn't make sense. The vengeful God of the Old Testament, the jealous, vengeful God that demanded worship by all or you're going to die. Well, that's the father of Jesus. I mean, really? I mean, that makes like 0 sense. 0 sense. So, gonna have to go with the Gnostics on that one. And I'm not saying I believe in any of it, but I just try to piece together some logic where I can. I mean, you can't know what's really true and what isn't. Supposedly they discovered these texts. What the how do you pronounce it? The Nag Hammadi text or something they found in the desert. I don't know, but they got these writings, the Apocrypha of John, the book of Thomas, and so forth. And I'm not saying any of that's true. Well, anyway, believe what you want. I just kind of take it all in, and I make sense of what I can. And if it doesn't pan out in a logical, with some logic, then I just throw it out. Sorry, it doesn't resonate, doesn't make sense. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. But anyway, that's about all I've got.